So one of the people that I really respect that do the YouTube blogging and stuff like that, or we versed about getting a YouTube channel together and stuff like that for me or whatever. Advised me that never lie to the people, which is some real effective advice, because sometimes, like when you're telling these stories, you might sensationalize things a little bit more because it might have played out in your mind a little bit bigger than what it was. So I think that the advice that I take from that is to tone down the turn up. You know what I'm saying? Like let me explain something to y'all. My message is not to make you look at me as some criminal. Right now, our business is registered. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. The whole idea is for these messages to get passed along to somebody that might be about to go to jail, or and might be able to look at my story and change the path of what they doing. As far as like what I did, I wouldn't promote that to y'all, because you know what I'm saying. Like if I wouldn't put let me try to word this the right way, right? There was a time in jail where I was cutting people's faces open with razor blades and stuff like that, going to real wars. Not these wars that, you know what I'm saying, that's talked about and never lived. Like, I've really been through it. My records is public knowledge. For the record, all right, I did 11 birthdays in jail, okay? All right? Now, I did a 2 to 6 and I did an 8 to 16. The 8 to 16 that I had on the back, there was almost 4 years placed on the back of it from the first bid, which was the 2 to 6. I didn't finish that time, so they gave it to me on the back of my second bid, right? I was home all of 18 days before I caught my second bid, right? So in between that 2 and 9 years, I did 18 days in the street, okay? So I went from the 2 to 6 to the 8 to 16, right? And during that time, some of the things that I could really tell you in these stories, I would never be able to mention because I wouldn't want to disrespect people and their families right now. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, I turned it down a little bit so y'all could digest it. If this was a turned up channel, I'll tell you how I grabbed dude hit by his head and you know what I'm saying, and ripped him a new face. You know what I'm saying? A new smile on his face, you know? That type of stuff. Because that happens all the time. You know what I mean? So 11 years. Damn. 11 birthdays in jail. You know what I mean? Like you don't there's two ways where you can think about this. You could have the wrong outlook completely, being ignorant and not knowing what you're about to go into, right? Or you could have a totally sober outlook and know that. And you know what? Normally the wrong outlook is this, is that somehow after catching all this time that you about to go home, you about to get your appeal together or something, and you gonna go home. I mean, this is the hope that we carry. When I got that time, the first thing I thought about and the first thing that my lawyer presented to me was that, yo, you gonna get this back on the appeal. And then for those that don't understand, it's like after you do the crime and you go to trial, because I went to trial, I blew trial, lost trial. Now I have the opportunity of getting an appeal to appeal the case. In my situation, the appeal was based off of the fact that a couple of the jurors that they allowed the DA to pick, they had personal crimes like violent robberies and shit done against them, and that's what I was locked up for. I was fighting. I went to trial for the robbery, right? So armed robbery, you know. So the people that we have the defendant has a certain amount of jurors he could pick, and then the DA has a certain amount. Prosecutor got a certain amount of witnesses. Jury members that they could pick, right? When they're selecting your jury. So that was one of the case. Well, that's one of the issues that was on my appeal. That it was in basically they wasn't supposed to be on the panel, on the jury panel, right? And they was allowed to be on the joint anyway. So that was the basis of my appeal. I didn't get my appeal, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But what they did was they marked my case in case law as something that can't happen. You can't do it again. It was like almost like a warning towards prosecutor or whatever. But they actually made it actually went into the law books. So if you look against John Jones, oh, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it doesn't even fucking matter. The point is this, right? You have to prepare your mind to do a bid. You know, there's some cats that sit around for 2, 3 years, 4, 5 years, and still, I mean, sitting on 20 years and still thinking that somehow they're going to escape up out of this joint. You know what type of stuff go through your mind? You be looking for escape routes. It's like, think about being caged in a box. You ain't gonna be thinking for a way to get out of there. Yo, that is one of the things that romances your imagination while you in there. Escaping up out of this joint. You know what I mean? Like, for me, there was things that I did, activities I did that saved me and saved my mind. And also, I learned how not to look at the end. You know? I always gave myself less time than what I actually had in. So if I had 4 years in, I made myself believe I had 2.5 years in. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And when we talk about the birthdays, there was birthdays where I didn't even know that it was my birthday. If I wouldn't have got a letter days later or something, I wouldn't have known that it was my birthday. It completely passed me by. Because to me, my mentality was, don't worry about that birthday. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Period. Because that's just a measure of stress. Something else for you to deal with. To think about how many years, to count them years down. You gotta put your mind on something else. Because when your mind is not on reality, that's when predators start, you know what I'm saying, seeing. You know what I mean? People see that you weak, you know, and they put their low, you know what I'm saying, or you're going through a weak moment. It might end up getting their face blown off. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But the point is that you want to reduce your problems. You know what I'm saying? And one of the ways you can reduce your problem is by getting with the system, getting with, you know what I'm saying? Not accurate. I forgot how they call it, but not okay. Getting with the program means, yo, listen, get strong. Take your mind off of what's immediately outside that you can't control. Because that's the number one thing that be killing these dudes. They be trying to control stuff that they can't control. You know what I'm saying? Your girl is smashing, dude. Jody got your girl. He wrapping her up the same way you was. That's the number one of our problems, man. We do so much to everybody else, man, but then when something happens to us, we can't even deal with the thought of it, yo. That right there hurts a lot of men in jail. Thinking about things you can't control, especially your woman. Your imagination running wild. She's supposed to come up on a visit. I mean, bro, you out there doing 1 million push-ups before the visit. Looking at yourself in the, you know what I'm saying, brushing your teeth, flossing, you know what I'm saying, make sure the hair is fire, everything, you know what I'm saying, no, not like that, Muslim oil, you know what I'm saying, because you ain't spraying nothing, can't get no spray bottles, you know what I'm saying, you up in there, you oiling it, you know what I'm saying, boom, 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 let me do another million, just in case, you know what I'm saying, and then you see everybody one by one, even the bum dudes, you know what I mean, going to get their little visits and all that, you like, damn, she be here, you know what I'm saying. And then she don't make it. But then she make it the next visit. You know what I'm saying? And then she start falling off slowly but surely. And then your mind start wondering. You know what I mean? And then your homeboy that know both of y'all ain't hitting you up no more. You know what I'm saying? And then you start putting two together in your mind. Just, you kill yourself, man. You end up inadvertently just depressing yourself, thinking about things you can't control. So the right way to look at this is that even if you do have the hope of getting a pill or you might go home, the best thing to do is accept the time. You know what I'm saying? Accept it. Accept it. Do everything you can do, right? And more to get out, especially if you have a flying chance. You know what I'm saying? Do it, right? But don't let it run you. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if you're just doing the right thing or if you moving the right way, everything else is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So you'll never be blessed as long as your expectations is up here. You know what I mean? Or that's in life, period, man. You gotta learn how to deal with failure. You gotta learn how to deal with, you know, pain, depression, all that. You gotta learn how to absorb all this. And the best way that you could do this is never look at yourself and feel sorry for yourself. Always look at people that's doing worse than you. Whether it's the way they think, what they going through, all of this can help you. You understand what I'm saying? Like somebody else go through a disaster, it prevents you from going through it. You know what I'm saying? And if you heed the warning, you won't have to go through it so many more times. You know what I'm saying? So for me, prison was therapy. Prison was prison, going to jail. That's why I never went back, because I learned so much in there on how not to come back. I realized before I went to jail, I didn't know about life. I didn't learn life. Even when I was in there, I wasn't really learning life. But I was conditioning myself to be a king. I was conditioning myself to value myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have that value. Any dude that come out on the street loaded up with a machine gun, a Mac 11 or Mac 10, you know what I'm saying, pulling it out, you know what I mean, and making you give it up, don't really care about their life because you don't see the other side of that situation. You only see the good things. You only see the reward of what can happen, but we never really pay attention to, you know what I'm saying, the bad stuff that comes with it. So you gotta learn while you're in that joint, you know what I'm saying, to deal with reality and work on yourself, man. Work on yourself. Whatever they offer you, man, these dudes gonna want to go to the yard. They gonna want to play ball. They gonna want to rob dudes. They gonna want to do all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say the other word, honey iced tea. You know what I'm saying? My next video, I might just be cursing all over the place because I can't not tell you how I really go without cursing. You know what I'm saying? So for my boy, my boy, you know what I mean, who I respect like a brother, I can't wait to get next to. You know what I'm saying? So we could build some real ideas. Sometimes, you know, sometimes in the game, you might get a person's intent wrong, right? And dealing with these things that's so long ago, these pistachios. You could over amplify things or forget certain things. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, and keeping that advice of what my man said, my thing is not to tell fake shit to y'all. You know what I'm saying? My intent is that this could help somebody. A lot of y'all cats that's doing these blogs and stuff like that, y'all just coming home and they're just starting to do this. Y'all starting to figure this out. Guess what? I've been on Facebook since 2005. This is 2020. Excuse me, 2007 I've been on Facebook. And y'all can check it because all you gotta do is go to my Facebook and check it. 2005 is when I started my email, which is brickasscode05. Okay? I've been involved with this. I mean, since day one, I've been doing this social media, this marketing stuff. And just to let you know, hold on for a second. So, a walk of life. Registered in the state of Ohio to do business. And what kind of business? Marketing and consulting. You know? So I've been doing this forever. Me doing a YouTube channel and telling you my story is something new. But anybody know me from Facebook or Instagram know that I've been doing this. The YouTube is another outlet where you could get the message out. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's it. Especially during this COVID period with dudes going to jail and getting themselves locked in. You know what I mean? You know, big shout out to my boy Irv. My boy Irv is out there in Brooklyn right now fighting a murder. Irv is one of the coolest dudes that you could ever meet. You would have to jump right in his face and threaten him for something to happen. That's how cool he is. He's a singer. Sang at a couple of my homeboys' funerals and stuff, but he's up in there right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure if I could have spoke to him the day before any of that happened, whatever took place for him to be caught up in that, he would have probably found a way to divert it. You understand what I'm saying? So with that in mind, hopefully stuff like this could help somebody moving forward. But as far as anybody that's seen my interviews already or think that, you know what I'm saying, or seen anything with me on here and think that I, you know what I mean, would purposely lie to y'all, you dig? Just for y'all to look at me in a way where I don't even want y'all to look at me, tomorrow I'll shut this shit down and wouldn't care about it. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you get money already, this becomes a duty. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm doing a service for somebody. And once in a while I might tell a turned up story, you know what I'm saying? They might need to hear that. They might need to hear how blood sheds in jail, because you getting all of this positive and, you know what I mean, all this building, and without me destroying a little bit, it's not gonna serve you no purpose. So some of the things I can tell you, I will tell you. You know what I mean? And it's not to make myself look better, right? If anything, I don't even want to be involved with it. If you really knew what I was involved with, if you really did your homework, you know what I'm saying? You might not even ever come back over here or think that this is a tree that you could bark up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do your homework too. You feel me? When you start looking at these cats online and stuff like that, you know, and listening to their stories, do your homework. You know, the intent is everything. And my intent, for real, whether I know you or I don't know you, is just to give you something that could be beneficial to somebody that's close to you. You know, this ain't just for no entertainment. It's that I do too much other things, you know what I mean, that I don't feel like doing in the first place. If it was up to me, right, I'll have my property over here in Kentucky somewhere with a farm, raising animals and vegetables going off the grid. That's me. Everything else, I'm not with it. All right, so I'll tell you more a little bit moving forward or whatever. But I always say that, but I will give y'all some. If you got any suggestions or what I, you know, subject I could talk about and concerns with jail, you know what I mean? Whether it's some raw underground or whether it's some PG, holler at me and I'm gonna give you the real, straight up. And for all my other dudes that's, you know what I mean, that's doing this or whatever, understand, man, with all this beefing y'all doing out here, I'll be watching. All this catty stuff, man, we can all stick together and get the bag. And we can all help each other out. There's no big eyes and little U's. You know what I mean? We all are useful. I've helped a bunch of people get their YouTube pages popping. Sometimes people get in their own way and don't really realize what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be famous on this, I can help you. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to apply the same tactics? Or some, you know what I'm saying? The people that want to do this as entertainment? Probably not. Probably not. But the options is always available, you know what I'm saying? For you to do something good. You just gotta choose to do the shit. That's it. You know? So y'all dudes, don't chase yourself out of this business, you know what I mean, by bickering and fighting and then bringing all that jail stuff to the street. We all free, man. We all free. Each one teach one. I ain't trying to teach you how to go back to jail. I'm trying to show you that you can go from that to having your own business, to be able to sustain yourself as a man in life, take care of your family. One of the hardest things is coming home, you know, education. You did all this time. Who gonna hire you? Who gonna give you a job? Who gonna give you the opportunity? Man, I've been buffing and mopping floors. I've been buffing myself, trying to make myself look good for the other inmates for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I was in the yard playing basketball, rapping, and, you know what I'm saying, and scheming. While you doing that bid, man, you work on yourself. Because when you come out here, the odds is all the way against you, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So if y'all hear me, you know, whether you know what I'm saying, you're doing this prison thing or you're doing something else, but you have that time under your belt, respect the fact that God gave you an opportunity that you might have never gotten in your life otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Take that opportunity and grow that opportunity. The same way you strategize to be a creep when you was a criminal, strategize to be a legit businessman. Strategize in ways where you take that hate out your heart, you know what I'm saying? And you start identifying with people and love the people out here for real, more than you love yourself, because that's where the blessings come from really loving the people and stuff like that and caring about the outcome, you know? So I care to some degree, you know what I mean? Like maybe I really don't care, you know? But that's only to them people that don't care about their own self, man. You know what I'm saying? People show that they don't care about themselves way before they could talk. They just, it's all body language. Like I said, when I was out in the streets pulling that Mac 10, Mac 11 out, that's where I get my name from. My name comes from a gun, bro. So whatever y'all think of, you know what I'm saying? If you know, y'all listen to these stories on jail and stuff like that, and y'all listen to these cats and these dudes, these, you know what I'm saying, whether they gang banging or not, you know what I'm saying, neutral or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you listen to that, you know, and separate the entertainment from what's real and what's fake. You know, I'm not saying not to listen to cats. I'm saying just don't let it influence you, because I don't really knock my dudes that's doing it and trying to be on some entertainment stuff. Just don't let that entertainment make you think that you really built like that and you could go up in there. We talking about a different era. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's 90% softer than when it was when we was doing time, when I was doing time. You know what I mean? I could run through that now. Feel me? So we talking about back in days and some of the things that remain constant today that you gotta watch out for, you know? And mainly just people. Mainly people. Regard yourself, you know what I'm saying? God bless all my people that lost their lives or family. Because of the COVID or anything else you're going through right now, you know? Today's my birthday, man. I'm gonna celebrate. Just do whatever I could do for people today. I'm telling you, I don't expect nothing. I'm just so happy to be alive. So God bless the people. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't already subscribed to this channel, I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe it, like it, share it. And don't just mindly share my stuff to your page. I don't like that. If you want to share it to somebody. Don't even tell them what the video is about. Just say, I need you to look at this. They'll know what it is, you know what I mean? Something to resonate within that young boy, you know what I mean? Or old idiot, you dig? Just tag that person. Share this with that person. You know what I'm saying? Share this with somebody that need to hear this. Not with everybody else, because like I said, it ain't entertainment. I can get on some entertainment. And also, if you want to buy masks, you know, face armor, apparel.com, daywalkerlife.com will be back up in maybe a couple of days or so. You know, I'm blessed to be alive, man. Y'all stay blessed too.